Hey, what's up? This is Rodney and I'm back. And this video is so fucking late, okay? I want to talk about Braxton family values. Really, Tamar. I have been a fan of Tamar's since her first album. A lot of y'all thought her first album, still think that her first album is Love and War. Her first album actually came out when I was in high school. I think it was like around 98, 99, somewhere around there. First album, I think, is a great first album. Your Room, Get None, No Disrespect, Money Can't Buy. Yes, what money can't buy, money can't buy you love, but it sure no pays the bills. Around here, oh yeah, I got the money too. Yes, that first album was a hit. Anyways, I like Tamar, but I also know that Tamar is full of shit, and I've always side-eyed Tamar, especially when I saw her falling out. Every time I looked up, Tamar was falling out with one of her friends. Either it was, remember Eva Marcel's cousin, the bald-headed guy, real cute with the tattoo in his head. I think he used to do her makeup. Like, either it was him, either it was her stylist. Like, how is it, Tamar, that you fall out with every person, every one of your friends? Either it's Tiny, Monica. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tamar, baby, you are the problem. How is it that your sisters pretty much only deal with you because you're their sister? I think that when Tamar went into this whole Iyanla Van Zant fix the Braxton's family life, I don't think that she thought that she was gonna be on the chopping block. I think that she went into it thinking that we're gonna get Tracy together because Tracy turned her back on us, and that's gonna be the end of it. Tamar is childish. Tamar is ignorant, and Tamar does a lot of things that she thinks is acceptable, and it's not. Why is it that when we're sitting around trying to have a conversation, you pulling out a brush? And I'm like, girl, what are you brushing? Eyelashes? Tamar hair is that thick. Tamar hair is that thick, baby. She pulling out the brush, brushing out her eyelashes. Like, you're a grown-ass 42-year-old woman. You can't sit down and have a conversation without always putting on this comedy show. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why Tamar mama even stepped in and tried to get her together, well, she got her together, was because Missy Iyanla put everybody on the spot. So ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Ain't nobody gonna check this bitch. And that's when Miss E stepped up and was like, calm down. Now this is how, let me say something. When Trina was sitting there and she was like, okay, mommy, sorry, mommy. Girl. One thing I am glad about, if me and my sister, we've had conversations like this where we think that some of the grown people, some of the older people in our family still look at us as like children. Like, my nickname is Chi Chi, right? So sometimes, I think they, hey Chi, I think they still look at me like a little boy. Like, I think they still look at my sister like as a little girl. They still look at my cousins like my sister, they married and got kids and husbands and wives, and I think they still look at us as like little children. That I don't think they respect us as like grown people. But one thing I will say is that, like, my immediate family, like my grandmother, my mama, my uncles, like, they really don't too much come at us like that. They may not agree with all the decisions that we make, but it's not really one of those, I'm your grandmother, I'm your mama, you gonna do what the fuck I say. And I'm happy for that because I don't know how I would respond to that. Because the truth of the matter is I'm a grown-ass man. You see what I'm saying? So when Trina was sitting there and was like, okay, mommy. Okay, sorry, mommy. I'm like, girl, you're a grown-ass woman. And even when Miss Evelyn was getting Tamar together, I felt like, Tamar, okay, we don't have the right to tell somebody if they should feel offended, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I didn't think that I thought that Tamar's reaction to what was going on was over the top. But if Tamar thought that she was right in the way that she felt, then you couldn't have shut me the fuck up, mama or not. Point blank period. What you gonna do? Get up and hit me? What you gonna do? Talking about I got you. What you gonna do? Spank me? What? What are you going to do to me as a grown ass 42-year-old woman who has a husband and a son? What are you going to do to me? What? And I think some people look at that as, oh, you're being disrespectful to your parents. No. I'm a grown ass woman. And no one is going to speak to me like this. Mama, daddy, uncle, brother, sister, cousin, grandmama, grandpapa. Nobody. You're going to respect me as an adult, and I'm going to respect you as one. And when you cross that line of disrespect, then I will cross that line of disrespect. I feel disrespected right now, so therefore I'm going to say what I want to say. And that's going to be the end of it. But you're not going to touch me. You're not going to put your hands on me. And I feel like I just had this conversation last night at work with one of my coworkers. And I said, with black people, this is how we're raised. You don't speak back to your elders. You don't speak back to someone basically who's older than you. You know, if it's a grandmama, auntie, or uncle, you don't speak back to them. But then we grow up with these smart ass mouths, and then they wonder where we get it from. Where do you think I got it from? Grandmama, where do you think I got this from? When these motherfucking blades be coming out my mouth, where do you think I got it from? So I think a lot of people are brought up in that same situation where, you know, you don't get to talk back to your, you know, elders, no matter what age you are. You know, I can say what I want to say to you because I'm the mama, you know, I'm the daddy, but you can't say nothing back to me. And that will have me, that's why I'm so happy that that's not my reality. But I just don't know how I would react if I was put in that situation. Because you got me fucked up. You got me all the way fucked up. Like, I'm a grown ass person. It was your job. You had me. It was your job. It was your responsibility by law to take care of me until the age of 18. But I don't owe. This is what people get confused. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you anything. I think sometimes people get it confused, like they feel as though, and it may sound fucked up, but I think sometimes people get confused where people feel as though children owe their parents something. No, they don't. Now, if you want to do it, that's different. And I'm not talking about me. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, I could see how someone could feel that way. You know, they have us, and then for some reason they feel like we're indebted to them for life. It's like, no, baby, you took your legs to the moon and had me. I didn't ask you to do that. Your ass went out being fast on prom night, got pregnant, had me, and now you feel like I owe you something for the rest of my life? No, that's not how this works. Once you decided to have me, I was your responsibility. Point blank period. That doesn't mean that you get to shove my head into lockers at school. That doesn't mean that you own me, because you don't. You know? That means you have to take care of me. That means you have to make sure I eat. That means you have to make sure I have food on my back. That means you have to make sure I have a way to go to school. You have to make sure of all those things, you know, until I turn 18. After that, then I guess legally, girl, I'm on my own. Ain't it so strange how, like, 18 is the age where, like, you're considered grown, but you're not really considered grown until you turn 21? You see what I'm saying? I think that's always been weird to me. But yeah, like, I just thought I just feel like Tamar, if you felt disrespected, you should have stood in your ground. You should have stood up for what you believed in. Miss Evelyn is ignorant. Miss Evelyn is ignorant. Miss Evelyn is the reason why all this shit is going on. She thinks she know everything. Miss Evelyn thinks she know everything, and can't no man, can't no woman tell her nothing because she thinks she know everything. Miss Evelyn think because she was about to start that bootleg Y'all to Fix My Life. Remember when she was about to start that I'm gonna hit girl. Miss Evelyn, you the reason why your family is the way that it is. It really does start at the head and it comes down. Miss Evelyn don't want to take no blame into what's going on when you should. It's your fault and it's your husband's fault, your ex-husband's fault. Oh, girl, I forgot all about that. Miss Evelyn. And I am of the belief that you cannot tell women when to get over something. You know, especially like a relationship. I hate, one thing that drives me insane is when these men and women get together, they're together for years and 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 years. And then, you know, a divorce happens, a breakup happens, whatever, the relationship expires, and then people start telling the woman, you need to get over it and move on. Now just the other day, you was telling this woman to forgive her man for cheating on her 50, 11 times. And now you telling her she need to just shut the fuck up and move on. How can you be with somebody for 15, 20, 25 years and then expect somebody to just be over them in a couple of months or even a couple of years? So I was with Miss E. I was like, Miss E probably still pissed off. She probably still hurt. That's a long time to be with one motherfucker. And then just expect this person to be out of my system within a couple of years. I just never thought that was realistic. And then I got confused. I started thinking, Miss E, you and this man been divorced for a long ass time. I got confused because I thought, this is where y'all gonna have to help me out. I thought that Miss E and her ex-husband had just like divorced at the beginning of the Braxton Family Values. And then on Y'all to Fix My Life, they said something about them getting a divorce when they were children. So how long have they not been together? And the truth of the matter is, even if you go back to the beginning of Braxton Family Values has been on for a long time. How long has Braxton Family Values been on? 6, 7 years? Miss E, I understand you was with this man a long time. But 6 or 7 years, I feel like girl, you need to go get some help. Because at this point in life, whatever you feel towards this man, it's not doing you no justice, girl. Miss E, you come across as a bitter old ass woman. You do. You're the problem. And your kids know that you're the problem, but for some reason, your kids, you know what this situation reminds me of? This situation reminds me of so much of Candy and Mama Joyce. Where Candy knew Mama Joyce was in the wrong 100% of the time. But for some reason, Candy had this thing in her head that she couldn't just say, hey, Mama, can you stop doing that? Hey, Mama, that's not cool. Candy had in her head where if she even said that to her mama, that was disrespectful and I ain't nobody gonna tell me about my mom and this and that. Ain't nobody telling you to walk up to your mama and be like, Mama, you need to quit that motherfucking shit. You can walk up to your mama and say, Mama, hey, that's not cool. You need to stop that. Hey, Mama, cut that out. Hey, Mama, I have to work with these women. Don't do that anymore. Hey, Mama, I need you to do this. Hey, you see what I'm saying? And I feel like the Braxton sisters know that their mama is in the wrong 98% of the time, and they all sit there and they won't say nothing to their mama because of fear of, I don't know what. That could be my mama. Now, that could not be my mama. Mama, you're going to have to cool. You're going to have to chill out with that. Anyways, I think that's all I got to say about Braxton Family Values. Tamar, girl, I love you to pieces, but girl, you were just doing too much. You were doing too much. You were doing how you felt was probably valid if you felt it was, but I felt as though like lie. Like, girl, you are grown. What are you doing? Anyways, child, I got to go. Bye.